Hi and welcome to this video about Obon, which is a Japanese celebration of the ancestors returning and then going back home. I'm Phoebe de Klerk and I currently live in Japan, so I have the beautiful privilege of being able to witness this firsthand and hear stories from various people, including family friends. So Obon is today, August the 15th, and the week surrounding Obon is quite sacred, and it actually occurs at the same time as their summer holidays for company workers and other types of people. School is also having summer vacation, so it's really a time for going back to your hometown and reconnecting with the ancestors. So I just spent the weekend in Yamagata-ken, which is more to the west. So I live on the east coast and it's more to the west. And in that house, which is 150 years old, they have an ancestral altar. As a part of Obon and normal everyday life, before dinner and sometimes before breakfast, we offer rice, cooked rice, to the ancestors. And we had mochi in Yamagata-ken, Yamagata Prefecture. Mochi is often eaten at Oshogatsu, which is New Year, Japanese New Year, which is celebrated with the Roman calendar, and also at Obon. Although in other areas, mochi is only eaten at New Year and Golden Week. So we also offered mochi with a beautiful edamame paste to the ancestors, and we prayed and we burnt incense. The first day of Obon was on Sunday, which is the 13th, and most people go to their family ancestral graves and they clean it up. So the family I stay with, their family graves are in the countryside on the side of a mountain. So there was quite a few weeds and lots of trimming to do. And then they make offerings to the graves as well as the ancestral altar in the house. There's been lots of amazing, cute little fun things in the grocery stores over the last few weeks. Lots of lotus-themed offerings made of sugar, and also boats and things to guide the ancestors to the earthly plane and to take them home. Around this time, we also have fireworks festivals and we also have lantern festivals. The lantern festivals are really relevant for Obon because they guide the ancestors to the earthly plane. And then after Obon, it's said that a lot of the lanterns, or maybe slightly different lanterns, get put on the rivers and on waters, and that guides them home back to the heavenly planes. It's been really interesting learning about all this. Last night I learnt about cucumber horses and eggplant cows. And it's basically you get the eggplant and you stick some legs in it, and that is a symbol of the ancestors returning back to the heavenly plane. And same with the cucumber. The cucumber brings the ancestors to this earthly plane for Obon, and then they ride the eggplant back. And it's a cucumber horse and an eggplant cow because horses are fast, so we want the ancestors to come quickly, and then we also want the ancestors to leave slowly, so they choose a cow, like an eggplant. But I'm sure, if you're creative and you don't have those sorts of vegetables around, you could use something else. Maybe a zucchini could work. Who knows? That could be not so good, actually. I really don't know. Also, at this time, people like to go to shrines. So it's been quite interesting going to shrines, and most people go back to their family homes, which is surprisingly not where they live. And so travel there's just more cars on the road, I guess it's a little bit like Easter in Australia, at least, and maybe in other countries where it's about family, it's about seeing family, it's about going back, but it's also a little bit solemn. It's not a celebration like Christmas. There are, if you're Catholic and you go to Easter Mass, that's not always like the best time for celebration, especially if you do the Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Saturday Vigil, and the Sunday, Easter Sunday Mass combination. It's a whole story, and it's long, and if you really feel the energy of the process that Jesus Christ went through. Also around this time, like Oshogatsu, New Year, Japanese New Year, children can get maybe a little bit of money and just a little gift. It's not quite as big as I thought it would be. So last Friday we had Yama no Hi, which is Mountain Day. It was beautiful. It was actually a public holiday, so most people started their summer holiday season then. So most people will have from Friday to tomorrow off, or around that. I know that doctors and other medical people don't. They just get the weekend and they're working today, which is Obon. For those who are intrigued and interested, if there has been a family death within the last year, so since the last Obon, this is a time where people go to the family house and again pay their condolences, say their prayers. I don't know if they talk about those who have passed, but offer their condolences and just commemorate and remember and be reverent about those people that have gone in the final year, in this last year. It seems actually quite stressful. I know someone whose mother died maybe 2 months ago, and that the funeral itself is actually quite long and lengthy, I think. And then now she also has to prepare her home to be open to for friends and family and acquaintances of her mother and of her family, and to offer their condolences. So it's a lot. And in the olden times they used to offer food, when people would come to the house to offer their commemoration. But nowadays it's just tea, which should be a little bit easier. It's quite a traditional approach, I've heard. It's not compulsory to go even if you are good friends, but I'm sure that there are some more traditionalists who know more that would have different opinions to me. Obon to me is like All Souls Day, which is something I'm familiar with from German Lied. There is a song called All Souls Day, Alle Seelen, by Strauss, which I'm actually performing next week, and it's really beautiful. And I thought I'd actually share with you the poem and the translation of the poem, and to give you an idea of just, the thinness of the veil between the earthly realm and the heavenly realm, and how that's important, and how a day that allows us to remember the ancestors, especially the recently deceased ones, is actually really important. And I wish we had more of this in Western culture. I know that in Catholicism, I've been a cantor at a Catholic church for about 4 or 5 years in Australia. I know that there is a day in November where they commemorate and they think of the poorly, and the unwell, and also the people who have died within the last year. But we don't have anything like that outside of religion. And although most of Japan isn't technically that religious, they still adopt Buddhist and Shinto customs, which I think is really quite beautiful. So I didn't grow up with any religions, and just the ceremony of everything feels really purposeful, and I just really enjoy it. Yeah. The poem, All Souls Day. Set on the table is the fragrant mignonettes. The last red asters were here. And let us again talk of love as once in May. Give me your hand so that I can secretly press it to my heart. And if people see, it does not matter to me. Give me your cute, adoring looks as you did once in May. The blossoms and the fragrances today over the graves are the same. One day in every year, the dead are free to come into my heart. Be mine as you were once in May. I just love the ceremony of it all. So in the poem, I imagine it's a husband whose wife has passed for some reason, which is actually from another poem I really like that's in a Mozart song. So I imagine this man. Well, it's actually, if I'm singing, it should be a woman. But anyway, I'm imagining this man, and he's setting the table and he's meditating, waiting for that time. And there's the asters, there's the mignonettes, there's these beautiful flowers that are only available at the time of Allerseelen. And he just wants love. He just wants to hold her heart and hold her hand dearly and enjoy the flowers. It really seems like this couple loved flowers, and they love to share flowers together, and they love to look at flowers. And only one day in a year, they get to sit together because they're on different planes, and she's on one side of the veil and he's on the other side. So yeah, so beautiful. If you have any questions, let me know. If I can answer them, I will. If I can't, I can ask a friend. Hope you're well, and see you next time.